Good morning to one and all. So myself Shashi Kumar. Today let us discuss the introduction to Solid Edge V19 software. So if we choose the Solid Edge V19 software, after opening the software, this will be the home screen where you can see create option. So you can create solid part, sheet metal, weldment, assembly and drawing. So today we will discuss the drawing environment. So once you click on the drawing environment, you will be redirected to the 2D environment in which you can see a paper by default with the border and title box. So let us do the sheet setup for which where sheet 1 is visible no. So right click on that, you will get an option called sheet setup. You can do the sheet setup and there you change the background to A4. You can switch off the background, that is the border as well as the title block by unchecking the tick mark. Click on save defaults and give OK. So initially by default the paper will be of A2 size. So now we change the sheet to A4 size. And in the standard toolbar we have an option called fit. So if we give fit, the sheet A4 will be fit into the graphics window. So today let us discuss the basic toolbars and commands related to Solid Edge V19. So in the top, you can see some icons like file, edit, view, insert, format, tools. So which are the common icons you can see in any applications. So if you come to the toolbars, in Solid Edge V19, commonly we use 5 types of toolbars. The commonly used toolbars are manage, main, drawing views, drawing and relationships. So these 5 toolbars is already visible on the screen. So this is called as main toolbar, in which you can see a common commands like new. If you want a new file, you can select this command. The shortcut is Control N. And to open an existing document, you can use open. And to save your drawings, you can use Control S. And to print your document, you can opt Control P. Cut, copy and paste, which are common symbols. Undo and redo. The Control Z and Control Y are the shortcuts. And if you come to the alignment indicators, then come to the view. For proper view, we can use zoom area command, zoom in command and fit command. So these are the commands applicable for main toolbar. In similar way, we have drawing toolbar. In drawing toolbar, we have some of the drawing entities like point and line, curve, then arcs by different methods. We can draw circles by different methods, then rectangles and so and so. Let us use this drawing toolbar on the screen. So if you want to draw a line, you can choose line command. So there comes one ribbon bar. Here you can see, so this is called as ribbon bar, where you will give the input to the drawing entities, like the length of the line. And the cursor changes to plus mark. Whenever you used to draw a drawing, the cursor changes to the plus mark. So you can draw any drawings like this. As well, you can fix the length of the line. For example, 60 mm is the length. You can give input using keyboard, and angle also you can mention like 120 degree. So like this, you can give input to drawing entity as well as you can draw freely. Similar way, we have point. You can prescribe, you can put point on the sheet. In a line command, we have another option called types of lines. So this icon gives you the many types of lines like visible lines or continuous line. The second one is called as dashed line or invisible line. The third one is called as chain line. So these three are the common types of lines used. Along with this, we have many more, the double chain line. So it will be applicable for drawing to show the section, to show the section plane and so and so. That you will learn in upcoming classes. And you can change the line width using width command, line width command. So 0.13 mm to 2 mm, you can vary the line width. You have an option to vary the line width. So for to show one demonstration, the 0.13 mm line will be of this much thick. So if you select 0.5 mm thickness line, so this will be of this much thick. So you can easily make out the difference between 0.1 mm and 0.5 mm thickness line, right? And as well, if you choose the line, other types of lines like dashed line, chain line, and visible line or continuous line. So this is a line command. This is select tool can be used to select any particular drawing entity. I can choose this line if I want to change any data related to this. For example, right now it is having 107 millimeter length. I can change it to 120 mm length. See, the length is increased. At the same time, we can change the angle also, 30 degree. So for this line, if I change the angle as 30 degree, it is constrained because while drawing, I have used the constraint command, right? So if you have any free line, for example, this is the free line. So for which right now the angle is 0 degree. If I change the angle to 30 degree, still it's taking a conflict because while drawing, I used the constraint that horizontal line. See, if I draw a line at a particular angle and I chosen this angle line and I change the angle to 90 degree. See, now the line is changed because I didn't use any constraint for that particular line. So let us delete these lines. Let's go for next commands. So here we have curve. So this curve will be used to draw the freehand curves. Then arc you can draw using arc by center point method, in which you can first you need to define the center, later you need to define any radius, and then sweep. So 3 elements are required to describe the arc. So you can simply draw arc by 3 points, in which you need to specify any 3 points to draw the arcs. In a similar fashion, you can draw the circle by different methods. The best commonly used method is arc by center point method, in which first we need to define the center, later we can give either diameter or radius of that circle. So for example, I can give diameter 50 mm, so the circle of diameter 50 mm is created. In the same way, we can create circle by 3 points, in which we need to prescribe any 3 points to get a circle. Let us move on to the next command, that is rectangle. So for a rectangle, you need to give 3 inputs, which are means the width, height, as well as angle. You can also draw any freehand rectangles. Later, you can change using smart dimension command. You can change the dimensions using smart dimensions command. For example, if I use smart dimension command, I can select this length. So right now it's having 49.88 mm is the length of that line. We can change that to 60 mm. So this width is right now 63.98. I can change it to 100 mm. So the smart dimension command, which is useful to change or to give the dimension to particular drawing entity. Right? At the same time, if you have any another line, for example, one more line here, and if you want to measure the distance between these two, you can go for a distance between command, in which you need to select at least two entities to find the distance between those two entities. Similar way, if we have any particular angle, to measure the angle between these two lines, we have a command called angle between. So in which you have to select the entities between which you need to measure the angle. Later you can change the angle also. 51 degree was the initial, now I change to 60 degree. Right? So we have option called fillet and chamfer. So fillet is to get a round corner. See, the rectangle had a sharp corner. I can change that to a round corner using fillet command. There we require to give the radius of the curvature. In similar way, if you want a flat corner, we can go for a chamfer. So there you need to give the setback A and B and the angle of the chamfer. So this is the major difference between fillet and chamfer. The trim command acts like an eraser, so in which you can select the drawing entity which you don't want or you want to delete. But you can't delete the relationship of the dimension relationship using trim command. So for which you need to select, you have to use select command. You can drag a box to get the select tool. Similarly, you can take a new sheet in sheet 1 like this and sheet 2, and you can add up many more sheets in a single file, in a same file. And if you move on to the next command like offset, let me draw a rectangle. I can give some offset distance to this rectangle. A distance may be 5 mm. I can get a multiple offset distance for this rectangle. Or else if I have an vertical line, I need a same line at a distance 10 mm means I can go for offset distance 10 mm. Just choose the direction, either it is left side or right side we want. Right side, if we choose, for every 10 mm we can get the command. Right? And here we have fill command, in which you can fill inside a closed drawing entity. So this is hatch, what we call, to show the sectional part in mechanical drawings. So by using this fill command, you can use many different materials like insulation material, like flexible materials, heat transfer material, or cork, aluminum material for every particular glass, right? So for any particular type of material, there will be some different configuration or symbol will be there. Honeycomb structure. So you can, if you pull fit to the honeycomb structure is showing like this. So if you choose any particular like a flexible material, see the symbol is flexible material, for symbol is shown. Then insulation material, right? So this fill command works only for a closed drawing entities. Let us go for the next command. Here we have some modifying commands like move, rotate, mirror, and scale. For example, assume you have a drawing, a triangle. You're supposed to move this drawing from here to somewhere else. So for that, you can make use of command called move. So while selecting move, you need to choose the entity to move. Then you have to take any reference point or point to move from. Then you can place at a required position. Sometimes you require the multiple copies of this. For that also, you can use the same move command with the option move copy enabled, where you choose the entity to be moved and take a reference of any corner so that you can get a multiple copies of the drawing with the move command. Then let us move on to a rotate command. So rotate command will be used to change the orientation of a drawing. So if we require to change the orientation of this drawing from the initial position to this position, we can change it either by giving the rotation angle and position angle. And in the same way, here also we have rotate copy option, in which you can generate the multiple copies using rotate command. So while using rotate command, you can use copy also. And there is no restriction for the selection. You can select entire thing or entire drawing at once. And at a time you can rotate also. And keep in mind, the drawing which is coming out of this border doesn't print. So the printable area is whatever the border mentioned inside the sheet is the limit for your drawing. So now the drawing is went off the printable area. So what I can do, I can select this, I can make use of move command. I will move this with respect to the center and I will shift to the center of the page. So now the drawing is inside the printable area, right? Then to learn about other modifying commands. So assume we have a drawing. I need a mirror image of this. So for that, you can go for a mirror command. This is supposed to be the original drawing, and you can get a mirror image about any particular edge. I can take the mirror image about this particular edge. I can take mirror image about this particular edge or hypotenuse, right? So if you want any other mirror image, I can take a reference of mirror image with respect to this horizontal line also. Right? Let me move this inside the drawing sheet. So this is the use of mirror. The scale command will be used to either increase the size or decrease the size. For example, if I choose the scale command and if I choose this drawing, the scale factor by default will be 1. That means the drawing will be of 1:1 scale. If you reduce to 0.5, you can see the size is reduced to 0.5. This is the original size what we have drawn. whereas this is the reduced scale. In similar way, you can go for scale and you can increase the scale also by giving scale factor 2. Right? Then we have some other options like extend to next, in which you can extend this line to the next entity. See this vertical line I can extend to this level, the further I can extend, further I can extend this line, further I can extend this line. So extend to next, that means up, you can extend any particular line to up to the next entity. So these are some of the important commands related to the drawing tools or drawing toolbar. In drawing view toolbar, we have some more important commands like auxiliary view and principal views, and how to take sectional views, right? The broken views or detailed views will be available, that we will discuss in detail in upcoming classes. So, and the small dimensions and angle between we discussed. Then we have an important command called text, in which you can type any letters on the sheet. So when you choose text, the ribbon bar changes to some options which are in which you can give the font size and font style. So Times New Roman and 5 mm I have chosen. So there are different types of font sizes are available. So using text command, you can type the required instructions. And we have some annotations like balloon, in which you can show the name of the parts or detailed view of the parts, sorry, details of the parts. So that will be used for analysis of the part. So this is about the drawing view toolbar. Then we have the relationship toolbar. So in the relationship toolbar, we having like connect, concentric, horizontal or vertical, collinear, and parallel. So for example, if I have two lines like this, so right now these two are not parallel. I can give a relationship parallel to these two lines. It will change to the parallel. So here the first line what you select, that will be taken as a benchmark. For example, I have taken one line like this, another line horizontal. So now I'm taking the parallel. I have chosen this line as a first thing and this line as second line. So here the first line is taken. So if you want any particular default, any particular, you choose among select like that. Okay. Then you have right angle. You can choose perpendicular relationship between these two. Then tangency and equal length or symmetric are some of the important relationships. Right? See, the parallel line I have used now. If you change to, if you choose with the horizontal line, definitely it will takes to the horizontal line itself. Okay. So if you choose any inclined line, the first line which you choose, for that it will be shifting. So select wisely, that's it, while choosing the parallel command. Okay, so this is about the relationship command. So these 4 toolbars are commonly used in Solid Edge V19. And remaining these icons, many of the commands will be inside this. And if you forget how to take these commands or toolbars, for example, these toolbars are not available. So what to do? If something is missing, now the main toolbar is missing. So for that, go to any empty space and right click and click on which toolbar is required main. Right now it is not tick marked or checked. So select that, you can get back the toolbar. Or if you want to disable any particular toolbar, you can switch off manage toolbar. Okay. So you can switch on relationship toolbar and you can place it here. And this ribbon bar doesn't, you should not close this ribbon bar. So ribbon bar is very, very important. So this is called as ribbon bar, is very, very important to get a input for any drawings. Right? So we have another important tools here, alignment indicator and relationships. If you go to any particular line, I have chosen a line. See, this is showing a symbol next to the cursor, it's an end point. If I come on the line, it's showing it's a point on line. If I exactly come to the center, it's showing the midpoint of the line, right? And if I go near, this is the end point. And similarly, if I draw 2 lines, so in between, if you go, it's showing the intersection. So these symbols you can get only if you switch on this alignment indicator under tools. And the maintain relationship is holds good. It remembers the application of geometric relationships, right? And IntelliSketch, where you can understand what are the different relationships. So these are the symbols for a particular relationships like endpoint, midpoint, point on element, center point, parallel, and all these things you can check it out under IntelliSketch. Sometimes some relationship will be switched off. For example, endpoint and midpoint are turned off. Let us see. I am going near the end of the line, but it's not showing endpoint. I came near middle of the line, it's not showing the midpoint. If we enable those relationships, endpoint and midpoint, see now the endpoint is visible and the midpoint is also visible. Similarly, you can select the center point of a circle and so and so. Let us meet in upcoming class. Thank you.